Hello everyone and welcome to Think Python. Today we'll talk about list methods or list functions. To learn about list functions, let me define a list of random numbers. I'll name my list as numbers. With the square brackets, I'll type the item. So I'll take some random numbers in my list like this. And the list methods or the list functions are basically the various operations that can be performed on a list. To know about all the operations, we just type the name of the list and press dot. The moment you press dot, you have this list of operations which are more technically termed as methods because these are specific to a list. So we call them methods. So these are the methods that can be used to do manipulations on your list. So one by one we'll learn how to use all these methods. So first of all, I'll say numbers dot append. So numbers dot append, this method helps me to add an item to my already existing list. For example, if I say numbers dot append and inside the brackets I say 0 and I print my list, so I print numbers and we run the code. Let's see what happens at the output. There you are. So we have this list here, you can see, and in this list this 0 is appended at the end. So this method is used to append an item in the end of your list. Now what if you want to add an item somewhere in the middle of the list? For that we use a method called insert, right? So when you use insert method, just look at this small tool tip here. What does it say? So it says index. First of all, it is asking for the index. Where do you want to insert the new number? So let us say I want to insert the new number in the beginning of the list. So I'll give the index as 0, comma, and then the object which is to be added. So I'll say the object which I want to add is 9. And if we print the list and we run the code, so here you can see that 9 is inserted. Similarly, by changing the index here, let us say at index 2, you can add some other number, maybe 3, and if we run the code, so at second index we have this number 3 inserted in our list. The other method that we'll talk about today is remove. So you can, by using this method, you can remove any number from your list. So I'll delete this for a while and I'll say numbers dot remove. Now what number we want to remove from the list is to be given inside the brackets. For example, I want to remove 1, and after making use of this method here, if we print the list, so what do we get at the output? Just see. So number 1 is removed from my list. Now by using remove method, you can remove one particular item of your list. If you want to remove all the items from your list, then you can make use of the clear method. So in the clear method, we don't have to give any argument inside the brackets. It will clear or it will delete all the items of your list, right? So if we run this gives me a empty list. The another useful method is pop. So numbers dot pop. This method pop would delete the last item of the list. So here also we don't have to specify anything inside the brackets. It will straight away delete or remove the last item of my list. So here 9 should be deleted now. Let's run the code. Perfect. So 9 is popped out of the list. Now the next method that we'll learn today is index. So numbers dot index. So numbers dot index would give me the index of the number which I enter inside the brackets. So I say numbers dot index 4. Now if I print this, right? So if I print this, this would return me the index of the first occurrence of number 4 in my list. So let's run the code, and the index is 1, right? Now if I enter a number which is not in my list, then what would this return? For example, I ask Python to print the index of number 8 in the list called numbers. So let's run the code. So it gives me an error here, and see, the error is the value error, which says that 8 is not in the list, right? So the option of avoiding the this error here is to use another method, which is using in function. So in function would give me return me a boolean value, either false or true, whether this number is present in the list or it is not present in the list. So how do we use this in method? I'll say print, for example, 7 in numbers, right? So let's run the code and see what happens at the output. So it returns a true value. Returns a true value means 7 is present in the list called numbers. And what if I enter a number which is not present, for example 20, then it gives me a false value, right? Another useful method that you can use is the count method. So the count method gives you the number of occurrences of a particular number in your list. For example, if I say print number, the name of my list, numbers dot count, okay, and inside this I give 1, and let's run the code. So it returns a 1 value here. That means that 1 is occurring only once in the list. So if I add one more 1 here, so let's see how the program gives me the output. So it returns a 2 here, because 1 is occurring 2 times in my list. Another very useful method, which is often used when you are working on list, is the sort method. So what we can do here is we can sort the numbers which are present in the list by using numbers dot sort. So when I say numbers dot sort, we don't have to give any value to this method, right? And if we run the code here, then it does not give me any value, so I need to print it. Okay, now if I print this numbers dot sort and I run the code, now see, numbers dot sort has returned me a none value. Now this means that it does not return any value, but it sorts the list in place. So what we can do here is we can first sort our list by using this method numbers dot sort, right? And after that we can print the list to see whether our list is sorted or not, right? So numbers list, then numbers dot sort method is applied on the list, so it is sorted in place only. And now if I print my list, then I see that all the numbers are sorted in ascending order. You can also sort your numbers in descending order by using another method, which is numbers dot reverse. So by using this method, here also we don't have to provide anything, and if we print the numbers now, beautiful, so the list is sorted in the descending order. So I hope these operations are useful, and practice a lot on these operations, because these are very, very useful when you're developing codes, right? And the exercise for today is make a list of random numbers and find out the duplicates in that list and print a list which is having only unique values. Should you face any problem, do let me down in the comment section. Till then, happy coding. Goodbye.